where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Oh man. Well, look, less a dad joke than a complaint. Because I've been going to this comic book for this comic book shop for quite a while now, and they sell exclusively books with just female leads. But the guy that owned it got arrested for being a heroin dealer. You're not a heroine, a female hero. Overall, I'm starting to think that I can't stand these event comics either. They have way too many issues. That one flew. Oh boy. Yes, it is. I haven't sat down to watch any of it yet, but the moment it showed up on our services, Holly's like, "Oh, I'll see you in a half an hour." Yeah, we have been binging, and we're way behind the clock here, obviously, but we've had some stuff going on around here lately, so our TV watching kind of fell off, and we binged Twisted Metal all the way through. That was pretty badass. Uh, you and me both. We finished up the Witcher season 2. Not as great as I was hoping it to be. Not as good as I was hoping it to be. But you can almost tell that Cavill just didn't like the way things are going. His art was not in it. Everybody else was pretty good, but Cavill, unfortunately, he's like, yeah, but this isn't girl. And then finally, we finally finished season 1 and started on, and this is just binge. This is all we're watching until we're completely caught up to the end of season 2. Heels. And going into this, and I understand that it started a few years ago, had that COVID break, and then came back. But yeah, it had. It was like they shot it. It got released during COVID, and then it was like there was a kind of a long break in between the two. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I heard from yeah, I heard from Rob that it was really good, but I I I looked at Stephen Amell being the lead as a Southern boy. leading an amateur wrestling league, and I'm like, man, I don't know about all this, but I finally caved and finally watched it, and now I can't get enough. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help. If anybody would like to contribute to the Get Josh the Fuck Out of Georgia fund, join our Discord and personally message me. He does love wrestling. Nice. I've adopted because Kelly, oops, Holly is, I've been, no, been thinking about my stepson a lot lately. But anyway, um, she, when we sit down to watch TV shows, she is an Instagram flipper. And so it's like, it'll take her, yeah, ugh. So it's like she wants to flip through Instagram, but she also wants me to wait for the shows. So up until last week, our entire marriage has been, all right, I'll wait for you. Last week I decided this will go no more. I am watching this show. I am starting my TV shows at 8:30, no later than 9. And if you want to be a part of the viewing audience, you better be next to me. This is too long. Too long. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be laying down at the edge of the bed. I got a big ass TV in our bedroom, so I'll be laying down at the edge of the bed watching the television, and she usually lays on at the head of the bed. And I couldn't tell you how many times I've gone, "Holy shit!" And she's like, "What?" I'll turn around and like, "Don't make me rewind this," but I always have to rewind it. I got to do the same thing with wrestling too. She'll sit through an entire episode of wrestling, listening to it while flipping through Instagram. It's, I'm saying, you can only go so far with love, you know? Your face. It happens. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? All right, news. Anybody got some news? Sweet. Oh. What the hell? Which looks awesome, by the way. Tell me about it. Somebody out there, get me the Cassandra Kane. Nothing wrong with that, though, right? Well, you know what? Uh, I wonder if this has anything to do with his wife. But one of the things that I've been reading in the comics world today, Kevin Smith, he's thrown a whole metric buttload of his amazing comic art collection into Bonard's auction. And if there was ever a time that I wish I had thousands of dollars to just spend on stuff, I mean, he's got original artwork from Preacher, The Demon, Batman. Um, he's got Green Arrow numbers 1 through 12, all from Matt Wagner specifically. Those are going for 1,500 to 3,000 a piece. And then he has a singular page that was penciled by Miller and inked by Klaus Johnson of Daredevil 161, and it's expected to sell upwards of 20,000, closer to the $40,000 mark. Now, the cool part of this is that a percentage of the sales from his particular lot will be going and be directly donated to the Joe Kubert School. Right? So I'm like, hell yeah, that's awesome. I read a few other pieces of just not quite news, just some artist reach out kind of stuff. I think this one might make Brandon smile a little bit. I read well, well, I read a small interview with one of our favorite current comic creators, Philip Kennedy Johnson, and it was about his inspiration behind Superman. And he said, yes, everyone can tell that I pulled a lot of inspiration from Grant Morrison and from Christopher Reeves. But he said what a lot of people don't know is the influence that the person who most greatly influenced me was Thelonious Monk. Yeah, Rob, I don't know if you know who that is, but he says that Thelonious Monk, he's a jazz musician, and he's famous for his wildly kick-ass solos. But also Thelonious Monk told him, also do those solos, get crazy, but never ever lose the rhythm. And he said that is the one lesson of comic book writing that he carries with him in every story he writes. I wish that lesson was taught to more comic book writers. Well, there was also... Oh, did I close it down? I closed it down. Son of a puppy dog. Nope. It's not lost. But there was a lot of shit about Tom King that came out today, directly from him or him being interviewed. Talking a lot about his Wonder Woman story, about how he's calling Wonder Woman the rebel of the Justice League, and that she doesn't follow any of the rules. His upcoming thing is about an unknown Amazon woman that gets tired of a guy poking at her, so she brutally murders him and 18 other people, and now we have anti-Amazon laws that have gone into effect. That is the premise of his story, and he says that the villain is going to be a villain on par with Lex Luthor or the Joker. Oh boy, am I fucking excited to see Daniel Samperi's art. Well, you know what else sounds weird? Same page, different interview, a number of things, but King says that the reason why he loves Batman so much, why Batman is his favorite character, is because Batman is such a gritty, noir, street-level crime fighter who doesn't always have to go after all of the big bad guys all of the time. And then, right after that, he goes on to say that he might have missed that part of Batman during his 85-issue run. I mean, I get that. 85 issues is just simply not enough time for a street level story. That was. Yeah. Right? Which was fucking weird. Probably because it was the least aggravating. Oh. Anyway. Wow, really? You stuck with it that long? Well, I mean, I read it too, but. Wow. Fair enough. Oh God, I never in a million years ever would have thought that I would say that I prefer Super Heavy over something else, but I'm telling you, I'll take Bad Bunny any day over revisiting any of the City ofs. I don't care. Still the number one most streamed artist in the world. What? Oh, oh, no. He. Well, I mean, yeah. On W. Well, that's one way to put it. Um, Speaking of WWE, real quick, we have lost a shit ton of legends, and I'm not gonna go out and all because not exactly Brandon's cup of tea here, but um, rest in peace, Fiend, man. One of my favorite wrestlers over the past 15 years passed away, and another hardcore legend who may not have been the greatest person in the world, but definitely spent his whole life shaping and helping make wrestling what it is we know today. Terry Funk. Oh, both of those sucked that they died, but Bray Wyatt especially, he was younger than I am. 30, yeah, 30, 36, 37, 38 in there. Rough. The 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 illness that he was facing started. It's been on and off, but it started right back then, which completely destroyed his brother's opportunity. Removed Alexa Bliss from the storyline, which she was going back to join Bray Wyatt. We were going to get a brand new Wyatt family. Well, I mean, yeah, but they were still, yeah, they were still going to push. So, all of that sucks, man, and my heart goes out to all of their families, especially Bray Wyatt's two little girls. That sucks. All right, more depressing shit done and out of the way. Anybody got anything lighthearted? You got a what? You got a lot of comics. You did. I saw a shit ton. And honestly, man, they were really good choices. And Rob's like, I spent way too much money. But did you? Yeah. All right. Well, I guess. Oh, No. it's it's the it's distillery spelled with no vowels, right? Okay, yeah. Really? That's interesting. Really, really talented writers. Oh, excited. Oh God. Yeah. Right. Man, it sounds interesting to see Clunan without Conrad again. Right. Oh, absolutely. It was not available at my normal LCS. Oh, I'll have to go over this weekend to see if I can get it from Battlefields. It will be fingers crossed. Battlefields usually handles things really well because it's primarily a TCG place, board game place that also sells comics and collectibles. So I have a lot better chance getting into that place and finding what I'm looking for if it's newer. Hmm. Right on. That's unfortunate. I suppose we can. Yeah, y'all are gonna have to listen to me or get to listen to me, depending on how you view it. On the bonus show, talk about Superman, the Man of Tomorrow, number 5, a penultimate issue. Riddler Year 1, the final issue. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country, The Glass House, number 4. Gnort's Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, and Catwoman Uncovered. All of them. I read all of them. The Riddler Year 1, it's the prequel to the movie. Feels weird to me that anybody would want the Batman 2. So I like Batman. I don't like I don't like emo whatever the fuck that emo 7. No. No. Uh Paul Dano is a fantastic actor. Every character in that movie was wrong. All of them. Yes. Oh my god. Every character was wrong. And I sat down and tried it, and Holly, who is way more open-minded and definitely not as much of a stickler as I am, looked at me when it was all over and quote, "What the fuck was that?" Yeah, so that's where I'm at. But we'll talk about the prequel book in the bonus show because y'all want to join and pay $2.99 a month, which will afford one of us a coffee per month. So thank you. Yes, Josh needs it. Only one more issue to go. Well, too late to not tell you now. But that's it, man. We have a massive amount of books to cover this week, don't we? For the main show. No, that was oversized. Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, that's one way to put it. But we'll get into that more here. Night Terrors is the second book that we'll cover today. Ain't that the truth? That cover is beautiful. At least see more of it. Brandon? It is drawn very well. A lot of careful attention paid to the pencils. Not look not not looking like that. Not looking like that. But they could be a rapid drawer like Jorge Jimenez. You know, just spit that shit out like he's a factory. You never know. It really would be. Ivan Reyes doesn't will do it, but I guess he never really sticks with a book for longer than 6 issues. Oh, that's right, he did, didn't he? Yep. Yeah, he's a celebrity now. He's a like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. He's a part timer because he can do that. Ivan Reyes, yeah. He's like, I'm the creme of the creme, man. Hell yeah, Ivan Reyes, and then I will always love Liam Sharp. Monkey. Yeah, Ivan Reyes, he blows it out of the water compared to nearly everybody. He's just one of those people that just have it. You know what I mean? You got it. But you didn't catch it from me. All right. Which was kind of funny. Yeah. Credits? Oh, wow. Okay, I guess I wasn't listening. My bad. Oh, that's right. Jesus. It's the devil. Wait. Speak. As far as who? As far as who? Oh, no, that's just the devil. Just the devil. Lucifer Lightbringer. Yeah. He says he doesn't think he's ready for that. Yeah. That's right. It's yeah, it's it's the application that they've attributed to every other pantheon in DC Comics and generally speaking throughout mythology. The more people that believe in them, the stronger that they are. Meat shield, please never say that again. We all listen. Doomhounds. Hellhounds. Totally original idea. Yeah. Blood, wind, and fire. Ba-dum. Oh man. I mean, as far as the first part goes, I guess we've nailed down the origin story of Doomsday. Luther didn't have shit to do with it. He's completely of Kryptonian origin. That's cool. Prefer it that way. Again, I have to ask, why is all the psychic stuff happening with Kara and not Power Girl? This psychic stuff, Martian Manhunter reaching out, Kara being able to punch through nightmares and into Clark Kent's stuff through some kind of psychic punch. All of it. Power Girl still should have been this. Ugh. But it's Martian Manhunter and Supergirl. He reached out to Supergirl when he should psychically be able to realize that Power Girl is way more the appropriate person. Um, the art was fucking fantastic, most of it anyway. Uh, I don't know why Doomsday would be in Christian hell. I'm lost there, and I'm also lost that it they're acting like hell. The idea of DC Comics having a hell is brand new. When I mean we've had hell forever. I mean Necron, hello. The Titans just went there to break into his filing cabinet. Remember? And Martian Manhunter, which seems weird. Looks like we're um, the different levels from hell was invented for Dante's Inferno. Prior to that, we didn't have that. Every time I've seen, yeah, yeah, and then Necron just had, oh hell, at the end of Titans. What was her name? She just came in and assumed leadership over top of Necron, and I can't remember what the hell it was called. It's a, it's, yeah, Neron, not Necron. Jesus. But what the man? I know we all know her. I just can't remember what her name is. As far as part 2 goes, first part 1. We're getting more Doomsday. A Doomsday that has spent all of his time in hell trying to find ways to kill himself over and over so he can't be killed. Which makes him a threat again rather than the B-list villain no one's given a shit about in 25 years. But so far, the premise and the reason for this story just isn't there for me. It's going to take more than Doomsday coming back for me to care that Doomsday is coming back. The second part, I'm not sure why we need a Superman for hell. And I'm wondering who came up with that idea. But ultimately, I'm going to call it that throughout the entire story, Bloodwind is going to end up being the only one that can stop Doomsday, pulled in at the very last minute to defeat him. And I'm going to assume that this Doomsday shit will last 2 months. I don't hate it. Waters does a damn good job writing it. The art is really good. The whole premise just seems kind of silly. But like I said, I don't hate it. I don't necessarily like it either. The writing and the art through it do bump it up, but it's the premise that is kind of getting me there. And also that fucking font that DC keeps using to show that something is evil and has been doing so since the Batman Who Laughs. It's getting on my nerves. 6.75 out of 10. Yeah, all that scratchy shit. Yeah. No, it's become almost a signature style of Troy Pateri for writing scary stuff, and a lot of other people have picked it up too. But altogether, I gave the Doomsday Special a 6.75 out of 10. There. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't hate it, but I also don't like it. Waters' writing and the art that was in it made it higher than a 5 for me. I just the comic book itself just doesn't feel right. But Brandon's been sitting there quiet, so I'm going to assume he wildly differs in opinion from me. Somehow, this lucky guy has managed to snack Max Mercury and Impulse for $20. It's like a problem. Done. Right? See, and I agree with everything. I just it's the premise of the book that I'm not really fond of. The writing and the art were really good, man. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, it. Let me pull this up here real quick. At the end, it says the beginning. Doomsday story continues in the pages of Superman and Action Comics. At the end of the, and then the Bloodwind story says continued in the page of Action Comics. So potentially or not. I guess maybe we'll see. It probably depends on sales. Mm-hmm. You guys are so nice. No, definitely not. That's all it is. As tends to be the case. So, okay, not quite a nightmare, but this is Night Terrors, Night's End. Written by Joshua Williamson, art from Howard Porter, Giuseppe Camicoli, Stefano Nisi, and Trevor Hairzine, all colored by Rain Barreto with lettering from Troy Peteri. The cover came from Porter and Romulo Fajardo Jr., which looks pretty good. But the issue opens up with mood. A little girl screams for her parents, says that she had a nightmare where the superheroes were chasing. Did your desk fall again? Okay, at least his desk didn't fall again. But right, the little girl screams for her parents, says she had a nightmare where the superheroes were chasing after her and trying to eat her. Her parents tell her that they all had nightmares that night, but that's all they are is bad dreams. After leaving the room, the parents confess to each other that they both saw a man with no eyelids in their nightmares, but the dad insists that they all must have seen something on TV because superheroes would never hurt somebody. Switch on over to Dead Man. They have plenty of time. Switch on over to Dead Man, where Insomnia is giving very typical villainous monologue and basically saying that thanks to Dead Man for bringing him the stone, and then he gives him his very own dead family, wife with 2 kids. Dead Man is enthralled at the idea, but right then is when Justice League Screw This Guy shows up. Diana, Bruce, Clark, Detective Chimp, Damian, Wesley Dodds as Sandman, and Robot Man with Zatanna leading the charge. The fight begins and the team calls out to Dead Man, who immediately responds, knowing it's all bullshit, and he brings the fight to Insomnia while the rest of the team battles the nightmares. The fight with Insomnia doesn't last very long, though. After the tiniest bit of talking, Insomnia reaches out and tears Deadman apart, pieces of him fluttering around in the air as Insomnia heads towards the other heroes. Those heroes have acknowledged again that this is all coming from John D. and him being drawn to the Hall of Justice because for some reason the Materiopticon, aka the Dreamstone, that gave John D his powers, but has since been returned to Dream in the Sandman universe, so I have no clue why Batman is holding it right now. Bruce says he thinks it can defeat the Nightmare Stone if only there was someone who could wield it. Dodd steps up, saying he's always wanted to be more. That doesn't sound good, though, I'm going to be honest. That's some villain dialogue right there. Dodds brandishes the Dreamstone that he shouldn't have, and he points a gun at Insomnia, which I would assume wouldn't do much. But that's when Deadman pops back in, saying that faking his own death was his own act. Even though it really wasn't, his whole act was stunt work where he would save himself at the last possible second, not pretend to be dead. But anyway, this is what happens next. Deadman reaches inside what looks like Insomnia's throat, but you really can't tell by the art. Dodd says controlling the Nightmare Stone takes sacrifice. Deadman says he's the sacrifice. Dodd says the Dreamstone can save you. Deadman says, nah, I would really like to kill myself instead. Now, Insomnia is having a nightmare where his family wants to kill him. Batman takes the Dreamstone back. Thank goodness that they broke the Sandman universe narrative and continuity to have the Dreamstone do absolutely nothing and be involved for no reason. Everything is all done. Zatanna has a sword, and we don't know why. Batman falls over, now after the fighting and everything is done now, because Deadman has possessed him for too long. Now everyone disperses while Bruce is sleeping, and that's all he's doing. Batman needs a nap, but Damian is next to him, art showing him looking very worried. Now everybody splits, declaring that they all have their own mysteries to solve. Cut to Amanda Waller. Apparently we need to bring up Lazarus Island again, where they have found the Helmet of Hate. And somehow, though Deadman took the Nightmare Stone with him, Bright, who was nowhere near any of this, stole the fucking thing. Waller is talking to some kind of mix between Cyborg and Bloodsport and hands him the Nightmare Stone. Again, even though Deadman had it. That he was okay, and this cyborg Bloodsport was literally holding on to the Nightmare Stone in the panel above the one where Waller gives it to him on the exact same page. His family and friends will be hurt if he chooses to do this. Whoever this is replies to Waller saying that he needs to show people that smiles don't solve problems. Then, of course, he says that no one can know who he is and that he will be called Dr. Hate, and looks like a really bad Dr. Fate ripoff. Obviously, it is. All of the nightmares, which were kind of look inspired by heroes, but not really something one would align with them, like Super Reaper wouldn't make me instantly think Superman's gone bad. But apparently the whole world no longer trusts the already and for quite a while now defunct Justice League. You know, the Justice League that Williamson himself disbanded. Waller says that Dr. Dipshit now needs to take out the Titans. To be continued in Beast World, which is designed to start up right after this next 2-month event. The best of the art in this issue was mediocre at best. No faces were drawn right, backgrounds, shadows, the whole shebang fucking blows. And the story, wrapped up by the person who wrote all of the stuff coming into it, just molested a universe that he should have never touched, while contradicting the shit that he has written himself. He ruined it. An entire waste of time, the entire event. I am sitting here thinking of each. We could pick apart each individual book and go, yeah, this one's not a bad read, but overall, there's not one redeemable quality from the last 2 months of the entire fucking arc. Williamson was given free reign to fuck up Morrison's stuff, so afterward they let him fuck up his own stuff. 0.025 out of 10. Brutally murdered then. Well, thank you. What else did you guys think about it? A wor- yeah, I feel like they've decided, well, people are really getting pissed off about our 4 to 6 month events that we do, some that last even a year. So why don't we split the difference? 6 minus 4 is 2. Let's do 2-month events now. We're just going to tie all of the books into it so we don't have to expend that much creative energy coming up with stories for all of the books. Yes, we did. Ugh. I've been saying it for 2 years. All Williamson can do is regurgitate stuff. That's it. Yeah. No, that's very true. Acknowledge me. Is that better? Oh, man. I hold fast with my score, though. I did throw an extra 0 in there, but 0.25 out of 10. Wait, so you guys all hated this as much as I did? No, either way, you end up with bloody nipples. Yeah, right. Yeah. Glad it's over and we can move on to the 2-month event. And then that's going to lead into a 2-month event. And then we'll have another 2-month event after that. So we got Gotham War, then Beast World, and then we're going to deal with Doomsday. I'm saying. The Bat Family books, which there's what, like 40 of them? Okay, well, that's better. I mean, at least a little. Lasts 2 months though, doesn't it? How long is Beast World supposed to last? Which I gotta tell you, this lead into Beast War, I'm not thrilled about. Or Beast World, excuse me. Who? This? Yeah, sorry. Well, I guess I'm, fingers crossed that it would be good like that. But, what do you guys think of this whole fucking blood sport cyborg mix? What do you guys think about this cyborg blood sport? Y'all need to be getting into the Turtles. Get back into the Turtles. They got some badass stories coming out. The Turtles. It's so awesome, guys. The original Turtles cartoon was the best one ever made. No, not Owl. I mean, I couldn't tell you. That was a long ass time ago. So that makes it better. The original comic books had Usagi Yojimbo too. It's really cool. Fair enough. I see. I wasn't all that. That's kind of like a. I think that's just kind of less. When it comes to cartoons, I'm not that fucking picky. Like I just introduced my kids to OKKO Let's Be Heroes, and I could sit down and watch that anytime. I can watch Rick and Morty, or I can watch Justice League Unlimited. I have a preference when it comes to cartoons. I'm just picky on comic books. Oh wow. Ouch, dude. I'm just gonna say it. Brandon, you kind of hurt my feelings there. uh, yeah. Oh man, why am I picturing that both of you guys have a CD burned somewhere with the ninja rap on it? From Vanilla Ice. Go ninja, go ninja, go. A few years ago, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, Spotify deleted all free songs. Yep. I am. Other than Mario, the word bros in anything makes me a little skittish, but I'll check it out. Yeah. Well, I could probably do that on the bonus episode. I think we're gonna wrap up the main one here. No, we just did. We got to talk about the Gotham War. Oh, well, what is it? Neither one of you guys gave scores. You just said you didn't want to think about it. Well, nonsense. You no, you haven't said it on air, but I know you've told me that before, and I cannot abide by that. It was simply the costume designer's idea, um, and he had to be reined in hardcore on that. Yeah, because he wanted to put bat nipples on Alicia Silverstone, and that's when people were like, "You maybe you better not do that, dumbass." The whole thing was stupid. I mean, if you're gonna chafe everywhere in a bat suit, there's doesn't need to be special allocations made for your nipples. But that's just me. Did you guys? I don't think rating it is important, but did you guys have a favorite moment at all this week out of these books, out of these two? That was that. You know, I wasn't. One more thing that's Rob's fault. All right, so like, oh, for sure they did GI Joe. They've done. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I used to love GI Joe as a kid. I loved it. I loved it so hard. The GI Joe movie came out, and I was like, well, that's done. So we'll see. It all depends on how much respect that they give to the characters. That's the important part. Like if I see Snake Eyes talk, I'm buying a plane ticket. We're gonna have a sit down. I hope so. I hope you're right. Wait, hold on. This recent story, it's already come out? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh, well, it's got me super excited. All right, guys, I do believe that's it. So that is the end of the show. We are getting out of here, so you're going to have to as well. Be careful out there, and remember, in the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.